Gentlemen, we're talking about the big one today. The big kahuna. The big tuna that you've always been looking for, that your dad was after, that you could never reel in, and he was always disappointed in you. The big conversation in night vision, the ultimate one. We're going to be talking today about monoculars versus binoculars. Mostly on the kit consideration side, things you need to know. Maybe thought processes you didn't have before and you will have now, whether you like it or not. That's what we're here to talk about today. So let's talk about monos versus binos, not the disease, but the night vision. Let's dive into it head first. First of all, when we talk about a monocular, generally we're talking about a PVS-14. That is going to be this guy right here. It is one of the most feature-rich night vision units out there, compatible with some of the most features out there. It just has one tube, so it gets a lot of hate. That is, for the most part, unwarranted in my personal opinion, and I think a lot of people feel me out there. It has everything you need in the most compact package out there. Again, it's the motion of the ocean, fellas. It's not always the size is the prize. This thing does everything you need more, but definitely gets a little bit of hate because it's size. And you know what? We love smaller inclined things too. Here we're equal opportunity employers. We love a good PVS-14 here and there, and it does an absolutely fantastic job because, shocker, you can have the same tubes in this as you can in binos. It's just the truth of it. It's going to run off of a single AA, at least the mil-spec variants do. It features manual gain at the front, so it's not in the same, so you can't get confused. It's also on opposite ends of the unit from each other. Power control is in the back. IR illuminator is a pull and twist, and then manual gain is a completely different control function at the front of the unit. This is a little bit counterintuitive to other things we've said, but here's where the caveat is. It is on complete opposite sides of the unit, so there's no way you're accidentally using one when you mean to use the other. So if there's technically like two buttons on the front of a binocular system or multiple buttons or dials, there's a chance you're reaching in the same place. You might twist or push the wrong one. Not in this case. Brightness controls up front, power controls in the rear. It's great for that reason. And the mil-spec PVS-14 still holds near and dear to our hearts. It's a fantastic option, and we will continue to offer it for the foreseeable future. Best battery you can use in them is the Energizer Lithium Ion, the chrome and blue ones. Gives you 50 hours or plus of that on runtime in a PVS-14. No need for an external battery pack. It gives you everything you need with one of the best batteries out there in the game. Compatible with a lot of articulating bridges. You've got ocular adjustment to adjust the prescription of your eye. You've got objective focus up front to focus at distance. You've got everything you need in an amazing package. The PVS-14, ladies and gentlemen. Moving on to binos. What do you get going to two tubes as opposed to one? It's not a better resolution because you can get an equivalent tube. It's not necessarily better glass unless you go with 31As because most other binos do use PVS-14 optics. It's not even that you just look cooler, because you do. Let's face it, binos look cooler than one. They're not necessarily always more efficient. The real nitty and gritty of what you get from a bino system is the ability to process information just that much faster. Now, that may not sound like the most monumental thing ever, and in some cases it's not. If you're a hunter and you're just navigating to your stand, a 14 is going to do everything you need because hopefully the prey you're going after isn't moving and shooting back at you. Let's hope hogs don't get that technology in the next couple of years because we'd be in trouble. But for now, they don't, so you can get away with a lot of different stuff. But if your prey is bipedal, or for the less educated, 2 feet, and they are coming back after you shoot and moving back, being able to process information and make a discernible decision quicker and more efficiently is going to benefit you across the board. That's why binos are in some ways superior than a 14s. You can't see better in the dark. You can't essentially do anything with a bino that you can't with 14s or vice versa in terms of the quality of the night vision experience, but you will be able to process information faster with less training. One thing that people talk a lot about, or at least they used to even more, with a 14 is that, you can always read natural lighting conditions. That's very true. It comes into play because you have one aided eye and one unaided eye. You can always open or close one or the other and see the natural lighting conditions around you. The one thing that will potentially impede this is if you are a one eye closed kind of guy with a PVS-14, your unaided eye will sometimes blur out after hours of use and be less efficient if you have to go to that in a white light scenario. Just depends on how well you focus your 14 to your eye to the natural lighting conditions with manual gain. It's all going to depend on how effectively you implement that system. No different than any of this, but it's something worth bringing up. How you can get around this with a binocular system, this meaning how are you going to read natural lighting conditions while you're under tubes with both aided eyes? It would make sense that that would be harder to do because you've got both light pipes hitting you right in the face as everything's dark around you. Well, with manual gain, you don't have to sacrifice that. You can turn that brightness down, get a better contrast in your image, not have as much interfering with your natural night sight, so you can know if you're in true shadows. You can understand where you sit in your environment to then make a more educated decision to find that prey. Again, whether it's two-legged or four-legged, applies for both. Again, if you needed to go to the exact benefit that a 14 aids you, articulation will do that for you. You can simply roll one pod out of the way, and then in a more complicated fashion, you have a monocular unit. And you still have it all under one power control. You can roll it back down and have that same system. It's one way that articulation on a bino really hooks you up in the full spectrum of use cases. As for the most notable difference between a monocular and a bino in general is cost. A monocular is going to run you, go figure, roughly half of a binocular system. Either way, no matter which unit you go with, it is imperative that you power that unit with a strong image intensifier tube. I don't just mean a high resolution one. I mean one that will also put up with the punishment that comes with running night vision hard. You need to have something that can resolve an image well in low lighting conditions, but also stand up to highlight if you have to run into an illuminated room and not be worried about your investment. You can run into there confident that your unit's not going to crap out on you, and you can go do whatever task that you need to do under pressure, and especially if you've been under duress. You don't want to have to worry about the reliability of your system when you need it most. That is first and foremost and applies no matter what housing you're going with, whatever situation you're in. You want a reliable engine in that system, and frankly, that's final. There's a bunch of brands that do that. Hit us up if you're curious about which fall under those categories, but that is the truth of it. If you cheap out on your image intensifier tube system, don't get it from a reliable manufacturer or distributor, you are running the risk of disaster. That shouldn't be controversial, it just should be how it is. Other than that, there's a couple different things that make a bino and a monocular different. Really, if you had to summarize it into a 30-second breakdown, a monocular provides you versatility. It can fit into the most amount of spaces because it's a smaller footprint. You can mount it around a lanyard. You can put it in a cargo pocket. You can take it on trips and not have to bring your whole go-to-war rig. You can do similar things with binos, but a monocular will do it better and at a lower price tag. On the flip side of that coin, if you are looking for a go-to-war setup, mount it on a helmet, do what you need to do with night vision, and leave everything at home and go do what you need to do, the binocular will give you that advantage because you get better processing speed, because you have both eyes aided. You can still make up for a lot of the pitfalls that binos potentially suffered in the past from monoculars with articulation, with manual gain, and then to make up for the difference in runtime, because an onboard battery in the worst of conditions, with the best batteries, you're looking at 30 ballpark hours of runtime. Mostly north of that. Usually it's not less unless you have faulty batteries or really harsh cold conditions that'll drain that battery faster. But you also have battery pack compatibility, which gets you north of that 50 hours, just as a PVS-14 does with a quality standalone onboard battery. Other than that, guys, hit us up with any questions. It's a pretty good down and dirty, so we're going to stop there on a monocular versus a bino system. Again, this has been James over at Licentia Arms Co. Hope you enjoyed the video, and we look forward to speaking to you guys in the future. Take it easy.